It's my great pleasure to introduce Ms. Gopika Varma, and she is a Kerala-born Mohiniyattam dancer and dance teacher who's settled in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. You know, Mohiniyattam is said to be dances of Mohini, so it personifies grace and it's a lot different from other art forms, one of the major art forms. She has received several awards including Sangeet Natak Academy, Kalaimamani and Nitya Chudamani. Born and raised in Thiruvananthapuram, Gopika Varma migrated to Chennai from Kerala in 1995. She started learning dance at the age of 3 from her mother, and at the age of 10, Gopika started learning Mohiniyattam from Girija and Chandrika Kurup, and later she received specialized training from Kalyani Kuti Amma and her daughter Sridevi Rajan, who incidentally also happened to be my teacher. Gopika learnt the Abhinaya acting part of Mohiniyattam from Kathakali exponent Kalamandalam Krishnan Nayar. She also studied Bharatanatyam under Variyur Ramayar Pillai for 18 years. Although her guru was Kalyani Kuti Amma, Gopika Varma follows her own style in Mohiniyattam, and she's very renowned for it, grace personified. She also has performed Mohiniyattam in Sopana style under Kavalam Narayana Panikar. She runs a Mohiniyattam dance school in Adayar, Chennai under the name of Dasyam. Wonderful, like you, I think before you started walking, you must have started dancing. It's a pleasure to learn for commoners also to look at how do you dance. And we're really looking forward to your session. Thank you so much.
Now the floor is yours, ma'am.
Good evening to all. It gives me immense pleasure to be here because I also grew up in a Rotary environment. My parents, Rotarians. My in-laws, all Paul Harris Rotarians from Trivandrum. So it used to be very important part for us to be part of Rotary. But one thing I see the difference is those days, that's about 40 years back, attendance was compulsory. And the fellowship followed by that. So we all used to have regular meetings, and my parents, yes. The subject is to become a dancer. Anybody joins medicine will become doctor. Anybody joins law school will become a lawyer, but in different capacities. Everybody joining a dance class will not become a dancer. Why? There are so many reasons to it. One, you have to be born with the art. That is two aspects to it. One, you have to be born to parents with talent. Talent has to be passed down through the generation. There are some flukes like M.S. Vishwanathan, S. Janaki. Nobody was singing in their family. That's what I read. But mostly it is, my mother used to dance. My grandmother wanted to dance. So it passes from generation to generation. My father's family, everybody was a singer. Everybody used to learn dance. So that has to come through your blood, which you cannot buy. Then, I would say in Tamil, piche. That Bhagavanoda piche. That is just his, he has to be generous to keep his hand on that person. Some parents bring their children to me and say that, Madam, இன்னொரு 4 வருஷத்துல அரங்கேற்றம் பண்ணலாமா மேடம்? And we want to do it in music academy. நீங்க யாரு சொன்னாலும் chief guest, anybody you say we will bring as chief guest. But நான் தலைக்கீழா நின்னா 10 வருஷம் இல்லை 15 years இல்லை 20 வருஷம் தலைக்கீழா நின்னா கூட I won't be able to make their daughter dance because God was not kind enough to give that child that talent. There are so many children who come to me with immense talent. But then why they are not becoming an artist? One is the insecurity within the parents. What do you do, madam? I dance. No. What is your profession, madam? I dance. Dance is okay, but what do you do for your living? I dance for living. You dance for living? Oh, that's nice. You dance and that's your living. I said, yes, yeah, that is my living. But how many parents give that risk parents are ready to take? Because everybody wants their child have the security of doctor, engineer, lawyers. When I was a child, I think it's in 5th standard, in my school, one day my class teacher was not there and the headmistress, it was a convent, so the sister came to my class and she was trying to keep us engaged. So she said, okay, now tell me, who all want to become doctor? So those days in Kerala, doctors were very, very the in thing. So few raised hand and they were, how many of you want to become engineer? Then rest. And you all know that Kerala people love to be nurse. So the next was nurse. Half of the class wanted to become nurse. Then teachers. So everything went off, but no lawyers and all, because those days it was not popular for a girls' school to have lawyers and all. Then I was the only one left out. So she asked me, Gopika, come here. You don't want to become anything? I said, sister, I don't know what I want to become. Why? Doctor, engineer, teacher, nurse, so many options are there. You don't want to become anything? I said, no, sister, I don't want to become any of this. Then what do you want to become? I said, I don't know, sister, what I want to become. Then she said, I want to speak to your parents. And tomorrow my parents went to school and she said, Gopika is a little confused that she doesn't know what she wants to become. And my father said, what do you want to become? I said, I don't know, Achaya, what I want to become. Then I said, it's the best thing is we'll get you married and then you can go and live happily. So I was very happy about it. So I don't have to study. It is okay. I was not a very great student. It's okay. One day, Spikmeke, you must all have heard about Spikmeke, a great movement by India government. So Spikmeke brought Sonal Mansingh, Padma Vibhushan Sonal Mansingh, to my college, women's college, Maharaja's College for Women. And she demonstrated her dance. And I was just looking at her. And she said, in the biodata, it was read that Sonal Mansingh, Padma Vibhushan awardee, the greatest award, Indian Civil Award, and she is a professional dancer. I said, yes, I want to become a professional dancer. I didn't know till then there was a profession called dancing. Because 40 years back, it was not there, that too in Kerala, in a very small community. It was not allowed or we didn't know about it. She came from Delhi and she was glamorous and my beautiful pattu sari, her hair, everything was like magic to me. And I went to her with so much of difficulty. I went to her and I asked, to become a dancer, what should I do, madam? She said, learn, learn, and learn. So my father, being an army officer, very disciplined person, very strict person, and we had a very strict regime at home. And my father was not very keen on competitions those days. And Kerala is very famous for youth festivals, and we all live only for youth festivals. And it is between parents. Competition is between parents, it is between teachers. Children never had competition. We all were happy for others who received it. But parents and teachers, we will go to court. We used to go to court. If you don't get award, we go to court. And the TV will, those days, Doordarshan used to take our crying photos and videos and put it up and all. So this was such a good scenario for winners, but very bad scenario for people who used to lose. So my father never liked the system. Whenever I won competition, my father will make me go and talk to all the students who didn't win. So that army discipline was there, which was not very well appreciated by my mother and my teacher. And it was difficult. So I said, Acha, I want to learn more. I want to learn. What do? I want to learn. So he gave me a deal. My life always had negotiations. From very young age in my life, negotiations started. Until now, that negotiation is there. I live on that negotiations. So I told my father, then he said, if you quit competition, I will take you to anywhere, whichever guru you want. I will teach you. But you leave this competition. But if you don't go to competition, she knows you are nobody in your school, nobody in your college. By then I am in college, women's college. He said, you leave that, I will take you to Varur Ramayapillai, Madras. I am in Trivandrum. And Kalyani Kuti, I am a teacher in Tripunithura, and I am in Trivandrum. It's very far. All night I thought. Then I spoke to my friends. She said, Gopika, if you are not in competition, then none of your friends will look at you. And in the school, you are a star. And somebody else, that other girl will become star. And do you want to leave that stardom? No, that is very worrying for us. And all youngsters, all will be looking at her than looking at you. So all that, but somewhere within me, I wanted to learn, study more, which was not available in Kerala, in Trivandrum. So I told my father, yes, I like to quit. I will quit youth festival and I'll take this deal. It was a very sad day for me when the youth festival came, and my ediri, my competitor, she represented my school and went college and went to youth festival, and I was just sitting at that under the tree looking at her. It was very heartbreaking for me, but I decided that I will go to Varur Ramayapillai sir, Vadyar, Periya Vadyar, and his son Varur Samraj Master, because I wanted to become a dancer like Chitra Vishweshwaran. So I set a goal that whom I want to become. And she also had the hair like this, and she used to leave her hair like that. So from that day, I not only started admiring her dance, I started admiring her walk, her talk, the way she carried herself. Then somebody told me that to become a dancer, it is not God-given, and you keep praying that I will become a dancer, and it doesn't happen. Why everybody is not becoming a dancer? You have to focus. You have to channelize yourself like a product, which is very important. So I was looking at Godrej. I was looking at Lakme. I was looking at products. What do? Every year they invest on their advertisements, their models, their skills, their products. So I wrote down everything, what all I have to improve. I have to improve. What do? So while coming now, I said yesterday 2-3 days I am doing my new dance production called Kandin Sopnam. I saw a dream. That is the caption of my Sopnam, and full recording was going on. So I was telling my friend Vidya is here, Vidya Sriram. We are friends for 28 years. So I said, Vidya, my budget has overshot. She said, why you want to spend money? I said, how much you spend? I said, in a production we spend at least 10 to 12 lakhs. What? You dance and you spend money on your production? She was asking me. I said, yes, of course. Without investment, how do you make a production? How do you make a product? Which is very important. You have to upgrade yourself. How do you upgrade yourself? It is not only dancing. You have to learn the academics. You have to learn. Somebody was asking me, how do you create a dance? Have you ever thought? Anybody? That is, I will talk about Contained Supnam. I want a new production after COVID. I want to come out with new colors. So, what is the subject? Thinking about the subject, what to do. Like any other business, the concept is the mother of success. So you need a good concept which nobody has done. Mahabharatam already done, Ramayanam already done, Sitabaharanam already done, Ravanan already done. Nobody wants to see that anymore. So what do you want to give? Contained Supnam. I had a dream. Do you like to dream? I love to. So that is my caption of my dream production. Now what is dream? Next. Caption is ready. Like any other advertising company, the caption is ready. Now I have to find the dreams. One dream which I achieved. One dream which I lost. One dream which I merged with that person. And I wanted a dream which I will never blink my eyes after that dream. Even kannu kuda I don't want to more and kanna. So 4 dreams I want. Now I want a dream which achieved. Research, scholars, people who tell stories, Kada Kalakshepam, hear the stories. And I found out a dream of Usha, dreamt about Aniruddha, and she achieved Aniruddha. So that dream. Second dream, I was learning Kalidasa. You have to learn Kalidasa to find a dream. And Kalidasa's Shakuntala, she dreamt about Dushyanta and she lost Dushyanta. So that is the dream which she lost. And the third dream which merged with you. I was learning Pasurams. Tirupave, Kode, Andal, Sriviliputtur. So much to study, so much to learn. And Andal merged with Sri Ranganathar. And fourth is a comic from Indian mythology that Narada wanted a wife. And Krishna said, Narada, no need of wife. Don't have wife. He said, no Krishna, you have Painarayrithat Bharyamar. And you are saying don't have wife. That is why I am telling you don't have wife. So he said, no, I want wife. You have one on the set, Rukmini and Satyabhama. So she said, okay, because you are my Parama Bhakta, I will give you a deal, again another deal, that you have wife in your dream. And if you are okay with that, I will make it Sthiram. So Narada agreed. So Narada said, 1. No, Krishna, you have 2, so please give me 2 wives. And he said, no, if you are giving 2, then give me 3. I need 3 wives. So he said, okay. And he had 3 wives in dream. And that was end of Narada. And he just opens his eyes and said, Krishna, from today onwards, Satyam that I will not even close my eyes. I don't want wife, I don't want dream, I don't want to sleep. So this is the 4th kada which I have brought into my dance production. So now what do you need? You need poetry for this. Story is ready. Where do you get poetry? Read Shakuntalam. Pick lines from Shakuntalam. Read all these texts. Some texts don't have literature. Get it written. Lyrics are ready. Now what do you do? With the lyrics, you can't read lyrics to the audience. You need music for that. That you have to take it to a musician. It is a very expensive proposition for the music to be done. Music is done. Then you have to record the whole thing. You need studio, you need artist, you need mridangam, you need maddalam. Somebody is from Kerala, somebody is Onam coming, nobody wants to come from Kerala. So it says, no, the mountain didn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad goes to the mountain. So I went to Thrissur. Instead of orchestra coming to Chennai, I went to Thrissur. I got it done. Then the music is ready now. And today we were giving voiceover in a studio here. So voiceover is also ready. Pocket is also empty. And now we need costumes. So yesterday I was going to Nalli, Kumaran, Pothis, everywhere, and I need 90 meters of same cloth. Talk to the owners. Pothis they are ready to give me the material, procure it. Now you have to stitch it for so many dancers, 10 of them. Costume designing, which is very important. Very, very important is costume designing, one of the portions. So that is done now, it has to come. Then what? We need to execute the whole thing into choreography. That is the toughest part. So choreography is done. Then comes the real business. How are you going to market it? She had a shock that when I said already this much amount is over and another 5-6 lakhs to come. So how do you take this out? It doesn't happen like that. We have to keep on adding new things to it. Now how do you market it? You need a proper marketing scenario. You need marketing people. You need, you should. Tomorrow I am dancing at NCPA, National Center for Performing Arts by Tata. One of the best auditoriums of India. That is in Bombay, in Nariman Point. And I'm sure all of you knows NCPA in Bombay. And even the green room is one of the best green rooms of India in NCPA. To dance there, it is a long journey. And that whole journey you are going there is not happening tomorrow. It didn't happen just like that tomorrow. It's a long journey where you have traveled, where you have worked, where you have designed. You should know the sense of lighting. I learned lighting to know that how the light will fall on me. The moment first I go and on the stage, why any dance production has a puja dance? Because for a dancer to know the light and to know the audience. Sometimes in a stage, audience will be sitting on this side and others will be sitting on the other, less people on that side. So we should know how to manage the stage, which is very important. Then I learnt makeup, which is also very important for an artist. So this is how you have to keep on working on yourself. And others have models, others have so many products. But for a dancer, for a musician, for a singer, your body is your canvas. You have to keep on exercising, keep on taking care of your body. You have to work on it. We have to be healthy. We have to have the control on looking after yourself, which is also very important. Another thing is looking after yourself is very important. So all put together, somebody becomes a dancer. And I have taught about 500 students so far. Out of that, maybe 1 or 2 will become dancer. The number is very less because the insecurity within themselves, because whether you will make it or not is the great question mark you have. Because to make it, it is very difficult. And that blessing is also very important. So this is first part of my talk. Second part which I like to tell you is, in this COVID time, I just came from Trivandrum, from a joint family where 4 generations living together on 19th to Chennai to get locked down for COVID. Lockdown. 21st, lockdown was announced. So I was all alone in Chennai house with a maid. And for 2 years. 2 years I couldn't travel. And this 2 years I took it as a blessing. I wanted to learn Natya Shastram. 3rd century literature. I joined for a Natya Shastram class. Then I wanted to learn Balarama Bharadam, 16th century. So in this time, I started a new venture called Katha Paraya. I will tell you a story. In WhatsApp, I started telling stories for children. And about 2,500 children listen to my stories. And every Friday I tell story. Even today I continue to do that. So many stories I told. So you are celebrating Onam today. I will tell you one story. about Onam. All of you know that Onam, what is it? Mahabali had sent Vamana had sent Mahabali to Patalam. Right? But it is not like that. Vamana got so surprised by Mahabali's bhakti that he creates a new talam called Sutalam. Sutalam, Swargam, Padalam, like that. Sutalam. He creates a Sutalam and he sends Mahabali to Sutalam and he makes Mahabali the Chakravarti of Sutalam. And Mahavishnu becomes the doorkeeper of Sutalam. He is the doorkeeper of Sutalam where Mahabali is the Chakravarti. And once a year he comes to Kerala to see his devotees, his subjects. So, which is always interpreted very wrongly. So that is the story of Onam. I am so happy that I am here. And any questions, I like to take it. Anybody?
Anybody wants to become a dancer can have questions with her.
Or want to know how is it possible? It is, I won't say impossible, it is very difficult.
See, before the meeting, many people wanted to become dancers.
Yes.
And now after your speech, many people were afraid of becoming dancers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, somebody.
I have that insecurity, so I'm not going to become a dancer.
But we can, once you learn dance, we can make others dance to your tunes.
He is already a lawyer, so he will make his clients dance.
I have 2 lawyer students. It's impossible to teach them because they keep on arguing. Yeah, yes. Every time I will say that I don't want any more lawyer students because they keep on arguing. Yes, I like to take the question.
The question is about this insecurities which you were pointing out. Probably there's a talented student who has a basic insecurity and therefore is not able to achieve the full potential. How can that be addressed?
See.
You find it really talented, but this insecurity is
Yeah, I will tell you. See, where is the security coming? How much money your child will make. Correct? Money part is the security part. Oh, my son is earning in dollars. And this is what my son is earning. And when you put your daughter's biodata in Bharat Matrimonial, you are looking at boys who are making so many $1,000. And, that is very common these days. So, do you think that art is not enough for we also make good money because any dance school has 100 students, 200 students. I have 180 students. And any dance school, any good dance teacher, they take fees between 2,000 to 3,000. So any IT specialist, what they earn, they make in dance class. But I don't know why still that insecurity is there. Because IT, if you get into IT, any company at the age of 21, you will never retire from, I have never heard anybody retiring from IT. You come up with shoulder pain, spondylosis, all that frustration, stress. Every people have stress. But when you become an artist, you don't have that. And it is not a very, you make the money what others do, what lawyers make. And once you become a performer, it is different. But without becoming a performer also, you can make that. But parents should have that security feeling. If they can teach their children well, if you learn well, you can become a good teacher. Yes.
I'm a bit surprised that you're talking about dance only in the context of the professional aspect of it. And one of the early statements you made was you had to be sort of born in a family which was already an artistic family, which I'm sure makes it easier. But if that is so, how does the art form itself grow and spread?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. But art will never go away. Because art is very powerful. Art is much powerful than the artist. And Natya Shastram is written, the text for dance is written at the 2nd century. And still now we are following that text. Till now that tradition is very well preserved. And we don't want 3,000 people learning dance. We don't want 4,000 dancers. We don't need that. We have a very niche crowd. Very, very small group which will take it to the next generation. Very, very, very small group.
For a dancer to become an artist, a lot of investment needs to go on the time.
Time, yes.
So time is a major constraint.
Yes.
Now with youngsters today having so much on their plates, what is your advice to them regarding time management? Because to become an artist requires so much of effort,
Yes.
so much of time.
How much time you need to become a lawyer?
Hardly any. Hardly any, but to be a successful lawyer requires a lot of time.
Lot of time. You have to read, you have to upgrade yourself, you have to watch other cases, you have to study other cases. Even dancers have to study other dancers. We have to watch other dancers. So for a doctor, how much they invest? Why only to become an artist you don't have the patience? And you give 1 crore and become a doctor. But dance is not that expensive to become a dancer. And the dancer and the doctor will learn the same. So
You just said your pocket was empty.
no, that when you make a production. But then again we have to creep. That's why I don't like lawyers. I was saying that it is getting empty. But we have to perform and bring it. But now, since my students are with me for past 15 years, I also learned to give it back. So it is any art, for any profession, if you want to excel, you need time. Doctors, engineers, lawyers, everybody has to invest time. I thought investing time, without upgrading yourself, it is very, not difficult, it is impossible.
Can I not learn dance for the sake of
Happiness.
joy, a little bit of this one? I don't have to be a professional, but it would be soothing for me.
Yes. There are so many dancers, out of what I have taught, about 500 dancers, all of them have learned for happiness. And now I have a student called Kanagavalli. She is 62 years old and she is a cancer fighter. So when she was on the table, she was asking herself that if I go, what have I left? What I have not achieved? And she said, I always wanted to learn dance. And if I go tomorrow, I don't want to go without experience the joy of dancing. So she asked so many dance schools and they said 60 years and all we don't want to take because it's a nuisance for us because there will be slow dancers, slow learners and they're all going in a pace and it is difficult. So when I spoke to her, I said, I'm so happy to teach you and I have started a seniors batch for her so that she will not feel bad to dance with others, but she's very happy dancing with youngsters also. But seniors batch where they are not going to become professional dancers, but they will dance for happiness. They will learn for happiness. And there are a lot of scripts to learn, a lot of literature to learn, which is very nice to learn that. And Indian art form has lot of study material, which is very important. Sanskritam is very important for an artist to learn Sanskritam.
Ramesh, you can collect the phone number from Jaya.
That's not difficult.
Yeah.
That's not difficult. I thought I and my grandson will together join. Because the grandson also needs to know a lot of stories.
Story is very important. Because it is our duty to tell the children the story. And I grew up that my grandfather tell the story and I slept listening to my grandfather's story. And that was so beautiful. And those stories are still, I remember those stories. When I wrote down how many stories I knew about 300 and odd stories. So that all I remembered from my grandfather. So that's why I started telling Kadaparayam. And so many stories I told. And all over the world, so many of them listened to my stories. And that's also happiness again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
One more question. Yeah.
Stories, this Abhinayam?
No, ma, it's only because see, how do you put
Because as a dancer talks,
No.
we would want to see the Abhinayam.
No, then they won't sleep. I want them to listen to my story and go to bed. Because when they tell stories, if I tell with Abhinaya, they will look at me. And there stops their creativity. But when they listen to a story, ഞാനൊരു കഥ പറയാം. ഇന്ന് ഞാൻ പറയുന്ന കഥ എന്താണെന്ന് അറിയാമോ? മഹാബലിയുടെ കഥയാണ്. So they will picturize Mahabali in their own way. വാമനൻ മഹാവിഷ്ണുവിൻ്റെ അവതാരമാണ്. So they will picturize Mahavishnu and they will picturize Vamanan. And their own creativity, they are working within themselves. And that will allow their children to think beyond laptop, think beyond phone, think beyond all those electronic media. Their own creativity. Your Vishnu will look different from my Vishnu. That Vishnu will look different from his Vishnu. So their creativity will work. And I want the children to go to sleep with these stories. I don't want them to, any children's movie you take, all distraction, shooting, killing, and then how do you gain? How many you shot down? So with that they go to sleep. Within them, violence. Why are you complaining about their attitude? You are only allowing the children to see this, and they go to sleep with all this violence. But when they hear a story of little Krishna, how Vinayaka, why are you putting etam? Why are you doing this? Why are you pulling your ears? All this, when they listen and go to sleep, they will see beautiful pictures within them, and they go to sleep. If I can change 2,000 children, that's enough. There ends my duty. No, not ends my duty. Okay, I have achieved a little bit. But that travels, these kathas travels, because when I send it to you, your family group, you will put it. And from that group, it travels somewhere. So when I went to Cochin, one child came with a grandmother and said, "Idalle kada parayana Amumma?" So said, Amumma means grandmother. Oh, this is the grandmother who tells story. I said, yes. Why are you telling story only on Friday? Can't you tell every day? So children are happy listening to them. Some children say very boring stories. We don't want to listen all these stories. So it's okay, let them not listen. Some parents are happy. Most of them are happy. Somebody says that I don't want my children to listen to all these imaginable characters. Okay, fine. You end up violence, no problem. So no, it's again what you're giving and what is making you happy, which is very important. Thank you so much. Like telling Kadaparaya, I also enjoyed this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your wonderful story.
Who wanted to become a dancer?
In your senior batch.
But very nice, very creative.
Yeah.